Hello food lovers, welcome back to my channel Naked Fusion. To my existing subscribers, thanks for always being here. If you're new to this channel, it's all about bringing bold flavor, simple meals, global fusion and fun food experiments. So hit the subscribe button to get notified. Let's dive into today's dish. Today we're making egg noodles. The pack, it's in a pack and it's a store-bought egg noodles. I didn't make it from scratch. But this is my own take on store-bought egg noodles. We're starting off by sauteing our rough blended peppers. There are varieties of peppers in here. We have chili pepper, we've got a red habanero pepper, and we've got paprika, all blended roughly. And I'm going to saute this. I'm going to be adding some grated ginger and some garlic. Now at this point I'm not seasoning anything for now. I'm going to just allow that to saute and then allow the moisture to evaporate, and then we'll see the next step. As usual, there's always something I put at the end of the video that I don't talk about at the beginning of the video, so stick around to see what I put at the end of the video. Into another pan, I'm just going to saute my fresh mushrooms. I had a lot of it and I needed to use that up, so I'm going to saute this and I'm going to use this as part of the garnish or part of the components in this egg noodles. After that, I've added some grated ginger and garlic and I'm just going to allow this cook out. This mushroom is going to release moisture, a lot of its moisture, and what I did was to take that moisture it did release, and then I'm going to add it to our egg noodles broth. You will see that you will see the broth later. So I've added that, and the reason why I added that is because I wanted to develop flavor in our broth for the egg noodles. Now this egg noodles is not soupy and it's not entirely dry, so I'm just going to saute this, allow this to do its work, and then we'll go back to checking the peppers. At this point, I'm just going to mix this up together and I'm going to add salt. You can see it's dry already, and we're going to add salt to this, just salt. So at this point we'll add our salt and then we're going to mix that together. Please ensure that you keep mixing, you keep checking so that it doesn't burn. We don't want it to burn, although we want it to absorb its moisture and be dry. We're still going to add liquid to this because we're going to use this is our broth base, so we're going to use this, so make sure you stir it. At some point, I'm going to change the size of the pot because I had extra mouths that were interested in this meal. So I'm going to change the size of the pot, and when you see that, you'd understand that I had to change it. So to that, I'm adding this little water and I'm going to allow this to just cook in this little water. I'll be adding more water, and that's when I have moved it into a bigger pot. So I've added enough water for now to cook the egg noodles. We don't want it to get too soft very quickly. To this, I'm adding soy sauce, light soy sauce. You can add dark soy sauce if you have, some sesame oil, some oyster sauce, and I'm also going to be adding some sweet chili sauce. Now on the pack, it will tell you to soak the noodles for 4 to 5 minutes, and then yes, but I, as a Nigerian, I don't want any soak. I don't want the noodles to be soggy, so I'm not soaking my noodles. I'm going to cook this directly in here. Reason number one, I don't trust it to not get soggy. Number two, I want you to absorb the flavor in here, to have enough time to absorb the flavor in there. So once we have put in all our seasoning, we're going to cover that up and allow that to boil. You can see that our broth is boiling. I've tasted it and there is not enough pepper for me. As usual, I would say taste as you go and add seasoning to your own taste. Add to your own taste. So that I've added some seasoning cube and I'm going to mix that up. And of course, I'm going to taste. So taste as you go. I cannot overemphasize this. You need to taste as you go. So yes, I'm trying to develop enough flavor in here. To that, I'm adding more soy sauce. As you can see, I'm tasting and building flavor till I am satisfied before I add in our egg noodles. So I'm going to cover that up and allow those seasoning to marry themselves very nicely. And the next time I'm opening this is what I'm adding. It's called egg noodles. There are different brands to it, but that is the one that I have. So I'm going to be adding that into our boiling broth. If you look closely, you can see I'm doing 3 other things on the gas stove, and these are components that will go with our egg noodles. Now you can do whatever you want for your components. So our broth has boiled and the seasoning have married themselves. This is the egg noodles. That is what it looks like. I'm going to be adding all of them to the pot. It cooks very quickly. So for now, I would try to stir it, but it's going to be difficult and I don't want it to break. If you don't want long noodles, you can stir it at this point and break it. But I do not like to break mine. So I'm just going to gently stir that and then I'm going to cover it up and allow that to soften a bit so that it's more pliable. After some time, this is what our noodles look like. The liquid has dried up, but this is not what we want. We don't want it too dry. So I'm definitely going to add more water. And I can tell that it is not cooked yet. To ensure that yours is not overcooked or is not cooked, you need to check your noodles. Taste it. Taste as you go. At this point, you would be tasting. So I've added more water and loosened it up, and I'm going to taste it to check. So the noodles at this point is not yet cooked, so we're going to allow that to still cook out a little bit more. If you have made pasta at home, any kind of pasta, it should be easy for you to make this. Even noodles, it should be easy to make this. You don't overcook noodles. So it's the same technique. Whatever way you like your noodles. Some people don't like hard noodles, some like soft, very soft noodles. So however way you cook your noodles is the same technique you're going to use and apply for this. You can see that I added more soy sauce and more water. So I'm going to just allow this to cook the rest of our egg noodles. At this point, I'll be adding the components that I'm going to be using for my egg noodles. I'm adding some sliced carrots. I'm going to be adding some sliced cabbage, especially the outer green part of it. Clean properly with vinegar and salt, or just clean with vinegar. clean it very properly. So that's cabbage. If you have pak choy, you can use pak choy, or it's also called pok choy, or whatever greens of your choice that you like, you can use that. To this, I'm going to be adding sauteed mushrooms. The mushrooms that I was sauteing earlier, I'm going to add that as a topping. So those are the mushrooms. That's what it looks like after we have sauteed it. And then I have some leftover beef that I re-seasoned and fried up, and I'm going to also add it to these egg noodles. I'm also going to be adding some boiled eggs and some cheese. Now, this is optional. If you do not want to add any of these things, it's fine. You can eat your noodles like that, but I've added some cheddar cheese to mine. You can use whatever cheese of your choice. So to that, I've added the cheese and the boiled egg. If you do not like boiled egg, you want to use fried egg, whatever suits you. So I'm just going to cover this up and allow that cheese to melt. This is what it looks like after we are done cooking it. So I have called those neighbors and those extra mouth, and this is the last ingredient I didn't mention. Okay, that is basil pesto. So if you are the type that like basil pesto, it is optional. You can use that or you don't have to use that. So this is us digging into our egg noodles. Let me know in the comment section how many of you will be trying this recipe. If you want the full details of the recipe, do not hesitate to drop a comment in the comment section. Thanks for watching to this point. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, like and share this video. Until next time, keep exploring. Bye.